Ang programang ito ay inihahandog para sa ating mga Nars ng PNA o Pambansang Samahan ng mga Nars ng Pilipinas sa pangunguna ng Department of Nurses Welfare. PNA is the only accredited professional organization for nurses recognized by the government through the Professional Regulation Commission. Last year, 2020, PNA has been awarded as the most outstanding professional organization on its fourth time because of its most distinguished role of championing the professional growth and welfare of Filipino nurses. Thus, we stand proud to say that our nurses is the best for Filipinos and the choice of the world. Ito ang Nurses Welfare Virtual Dialogue na may tema Karapatan, Kapakanan at Kaligtasan ng mga Nars sa trabaho.
So, welcome to our Nurses Welfare Virtual Dialogue. So, what is the purpose of this program? This flagship program of the Nurses Welfare Department ay nakaangkla sa mandato ng department na alagaan ang ating mga nurses. We call it Nurses Care. Pangalawa, itaguyod ang ekselente at disenteng trabaho at pangkalahatang kapakanan ng mga nurses. Ito ay nasa Department of Positive Practice Environment. Pangatlo, advokasya at pagsulong sa karapatan at kapakanan ng mga manggagawa na tinatawag natin sa department na committee na magre-represent as union.
Isa pa sa pangunahing dahilan ay ang relevance ng dialogue na ito sa panahon ngayon. Nurses are serving as frontliners sa bench now. Marami ang concerns dito para sa kanilang kaligtasan at kalusugan, pati concern sa trabaho, Sir Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
Ang mabigat na dahilan ng programang ito ay para mabigyan ng linaw ang mga daing at tinaing ng mga nurses sa pamamagitan ng dialogong ito ay mapag-usapan at nararapat na solusyon para sa ating mga work issues.
Yes, tama ka, Sir Benz. I think it's very relevant, no? So we hope that at the end of the dialogue, our guests will be able to arrive for or provide a rejoinder to what is to be addressed. Ito ang ultimate goal ng ating dialogue, na magkaroon ng bunga ang pakikipagtalakayan natin sa pamamagitan ng paggawa ng solusyon o di kaya hakbangin na makakatulong sa mga nurse. Di ba?
Agree. Sino ang ating mga panauhin na magbibigay buhay sa ating talakayan? Sino ang mga personalidad na magpapahayag sa ating nurses virtual dialogue? Ang mga panauhin natin ay manggagaling sa mga tanggapan ng gobyerno at mga organisasyon na may kaugnayan sa mga nurses. Sila ang ating mga tanggapan at mga kalihim na malaki ang role or impact in paving the way for better work conditions and salary and safety of our colleagues.
Department of Budget and Management para pagbigyan tayo ng mga konkretong pagpapaliwanag sa Salary Grade 15 at Executive Order 138.
Nandyan din ang DILG para ating pag-usapan ang mga concerns ng nurses sa mga lokal natin na ospital.
At meron din ang Department of Labor and Employment para idulog natin ang mga problema ng mga nurse sa private sector.
Andito rin po ang Private Hospital Association of the Philippines para makapartner natin ang mga pribadong hospital sa pagtugon sa kapakanan ng mga private hospital nurses.
Kasama din natin ang ANSAP para ating maging kaagapay ang ating mga nursing executives sa pangangalaga ng ating mga nurses sa lahat ng ospital.
So sa puntong ito, gusto nating i-emphasize na tayo, ang PNA, ay taus-pusong nagpapasalamat sa ating mga panauhin sa talakayan na ito dahil sa kanilang tapang at sinseridad na isulong ang kapakanan ng ating mga nurses.
Ma'am Ingrid, bago tayo pumunta sa pakikipag-usap sa ating mga panauhin, nararapat lamang na ating maintindihan ang pananaw ng PNA sa welfare concerns ng ating mga nurses.
Tama po yan, Sir Neil. Dahil ang PNA bilang accredited professional organization ay may mandato na nakaukit mismo sa kanyang vision saying PNA is the primary professional association advancing the welfare and development of Filipino nurses.
At ang tunay na makapaglahad sa atin ng PNA stand on the welfare issues of nurses ay no less than our very own PNA National President, Governor Melbert B. Reyes.
Ating pong tawagin sa tanghalan ng virtual na dialogo na ito ang ating presidente ng Philippine Nurses Association para ilahad sa atin ang mga adhikain at isinusulong na mga programa ng Philippine Nurses Association para matugunan ang laban ng Filipino nurses sa ating karapatan, kapakanan at kaligtasan sa trabaho. President and Governor Melbert Reyes. Sir?
Good morning, nurses. Magandang umaga at mabuhay ang mga nurses na Pilipino. Philippine Nurses Association are truly proud of you, and we are thankful especially to those who opted to stay at the bedside to take care of our fellow countrymen. It is a known fact that you are all fulfilled professionally for being the instrument of healing, serving Filipinos to survive this life-threatening situation brought by COVID-19 despite your own risk. Salute to all of you working for the greater benefit of our beloved country. The International Council of Nurses, President Annette Kennedy, said that the pandemic greatly impacted the lives of nurses and every institution they serve. Agree, because nurses, together with other healthcare workers, are leading the world in its fight against this devastating COVID-19 pandemic. We nurses, as frontline warrior, made us vulnerable to be infected and get sick. Among all the frontliners, we stayed with our patient for most of our duty hours and even stayed at their bedside if necessary. Many among our ranks succumbed and lost their lives while serving and fulfilling the oath we made to this noble profession. Aside from that, nurses being members of the profession with the broadest understanding of the individual and their health needs, we nurses are vital to the effort to address the various aspects of enabling health and building healthier communities. Indeed, ICN is right. Nurses are vital in achieving universal health care. We must adhere in achieving the universal health care law. Remember that the health of communities directly affects the health of the nation. Therefore, an investment to nursing is an investment to people's health. Remember, universal health care laws involve investment in manpower, meaning more opportunities for nurses and other healthcare workers. Kaya naman, PNA calls for a better working opportunity for nurses with an assurance of positive working environment for them. More plantilla position because it is what the future of healthcare requires. Bringing health into the doorstep of the people of every Filipino. No to job orders, casuals or contractuals, or any other form as they call it, that do not render security of tenure and employer-employee relationship. It is also true that nurses across the world have been at the forefront of system transformation in an effort to provide quality, safe, accessible healthcare. Their call to duty has meant that, despite the challenge set before them, they continued to treat and care for patients in extraordinary difficult situations. This is one of many things that this pandemic had exposed to our advantage. Ipinakita at ipinadama ng pandemyang ito sa lahat kung gaano kahalaga ang mga nurses at ibinunyag kung papaano sa napakatagal na panahon binigyan ng pagpapahalaga ang profesyong ito. Nurses are vital to healthcare system. They play a critical role in promoting health to people. Thus, nurses deserves what is due for them. The value, safe, and good working conditions, just compensation, good salary and benefits, and the overall welfare, including the rights to personal and professional development. Tayo po, kahit kailan, hindi naman humingi ng labis pa sa ating dapat na tanggapin. Ang tangi lang natin ipinaglalaban sa araw-araw ay sana tayong mga nurses ay mabigyan din ng pagtingin at nararapat na pagpapahalaga at importansya na karapat-dapat lamang sa atin sa ating profesyon at sa sakripisyong ibinibigay natin sa bawat pagtugon sa ating mga tungkulin. PNA will continue to amplify the voice of every nurses for it to be heard and be given prompt response and favorable solutions. Nakalulungkot po na sa kasagsagan ng pandemyang ito ay marami sa atin ang nakaranas ng mga bagay na talagang namang nagpahina sa ating determinasyon na lumaban para sa ating sarili, sa ating pamilya, at sa ating bayan. Hindi natin inaasahan na ang tagumpay ng Salary Grade 15 ay mapapalitan ng lungkot dulot ng devotion in terms of position classification or nomenclature na pinilit ipatanggap sa ilan sa atin. Alam naman natin kung gaano kahirap makamit ang bawat promotion. Kaya naman, nagpapasalamat tayo kay Pangulong Duterte sa pag-uutos na panatilihin ang mga posisyong naaayon at pinaghirapan ng bawat nurses na tinamaan nito. Higit pa sa pandemya ang lungkot na dinulot nito. Amin pong panawagan ang pagbabalik at pagsasaayos ng usaping ito, lalo na sa mga local government units na nagpatupad ng Department of Budget Management Circular 2020-4. Tandaan po natin ang sinabi ni Dr. Tedros ng WHO, no country, hospital, or clinic can keep its patients safe unless it keeps its health workers safe. At the midst of this pandemic, nurses work under conditions that pose substantial and inadequately understood risk to their overall health and well-being and that of their loved ones. Kaya naman, sa pamunuan ng bawat ospital at iba pang ahensya kung saan naglilingkod ang mga nurses, naway pag-ingatan po ninyo at protektahan sila kasama ng iba pang healthcare workers. Sabi nga ni Mark Britnell, how can people deliver compassionate care if they are not cared for too? Kaya po, patuloy po nating itataguyod ng maayos ang adhikain ng PNA na ipaglaban ang bawat karapatan ng ating mga nurses saan man tayo dalhin ng pagkakataon at ng sitwasyon. Nurses serve humanity, and by their actions, they protect the health and well-being of individuals, communities, and the nation. Nurses are central to the design of health systems that focus on public health and primary care. Nurses help people to adjust the way they live so they can enjoy long, happy, and healthy lives. They have individuals and their families at the heart of what they do, and that will never change. Kay sarap isipin na minsan ay bayani kong ituring ang mga nurses. Minsan ay anghel na nagdudulot ng kaliwanagan at sigla sa bawat pasyenteng ating inaalagaan. Subalit, tayo ay tao. Opo, nurses are human, not angels, neither superheroes. We have the same needs and rights as everyone else. Kaya naman, let's speak up, fight for our rights, unite and act together. Let us be proactive in asserting our rights and let the public, the government, realize that supporting nurses will leverage a better health system. Maraming salamat po at magandang araw sa lahat.
Nakakalugod na marinig ang ating presidente na magpahayag ng laban ng PNA tungo sa tunay na kapakanan ng ating mga nurse. Ang ating PNA president ay kilala sa kanyang pagiging magiting na leader, lalo na sa laban ng ating mga nurse patungkol sa ating mga kapakanan. Let us give him a very warm round of applause. Painit na ang ating usapin at gusto nating simulan sa issues ng karapatan ng mga nurse sa pribadong sektor. Sa pagtaas ng sahod sa gobyerno para sa ating mga government-employed nurses, batay sa ating batas na RA 9173, mas naging kapansin-pansin ang pagkakaroon ng gap ng salary ng ating mga nurses. Panuorin natin ang senaryong ito.
Besh, mag-apply na tayo sa government hospitals, ang tataas na ng sahod nila. Aabot sila malapit sa 40,000 kasama benefits. Ano ba naman kasi, bakit sila lang nabibigyan ng mataas? Hindi patas ang batas natin.
Apply ka pa, 6 months na lang, mag-3 years na tayo. Kailangan mabuo natin ang requirements sa experience. Ang solution sa kahirapan natin dito sa Pinas ay ang pag-alis. Sino pa ang nurse na yumaman sa pag-ugod-ugod sa ospital?
Parang hindi na ako tatagal sa trabaho. Pag kulang kayo na staff, 12 oras ang duty. Pag afternoon at night, kasaward, ikaw din nahawak sa ER. Trabahong kabayo na nga tayo sa 20 na pasyente mo, with matching 4 na toxic na pasyente. Tapos, ayaw kong makasabay sa duty si DT na itong nakaraan na Sabado. Inampas ba naman ang charge si Cora dahil sa delayed duty? Paano ang hirap ng dugo ngayon? Mahirap maghanap ng donor ng A positive. Ang hirap ng pera.
Nagre-reklamo ba si Cora?
Hindi. Paalis na yun ng bansa. Sabay yata sila dito na.
May dalawa akong masasabi sa Angel's story. Una, hindi na ito nakakapagtaka. It's almost everyone's story. Grabe at nakakamangha rin ang commitment ni Angel sa kanyang trabaho sa likod ng mababa at nakakapagod na trabaho bilang nurse. Marami ang may kaparehas ng istorya ni Angel at sana ito ay magbukas sa ating kaisipan at damdamin tungo sa pagkakaroon ng patas na karapatan para sa tama at desenteng sahod para sa atin.
Kailangan pansinin ang mga nurse sa pribadong sektor. Ang sahod nila ay nasa minimum lang. Ang mga nurses ay mga professionals kaya mayroon silang matingkad na kwalifikasyon at lisensya para makapagtrabaho kaya hindi akma sa kanila ang minimum na sahod.
So, will you agree with me that our nurses are demoralized?
Yes.
Hindi sila nakakaramdam ng pagkalinga o pagpapahalaga maski man lang sa mga benepisyo. Masasabi rin natin na sa kanilang pagkakadismaya na sa work condition, hindi na rin sila masaya sa trabaho.
Kaya para pag-usapan natin ang issues ng ating mga nurses sa private sector, marapat na maging guest natin ang ating ginagalang na kalihim ng Department of Labor and Employment. Nandito po siya para makatugon sa ating hanay sa pribadong sektor. Welcome, Secretary Silvestre Bello III sa ating dialogo. Kinalulugod po namin na ikaw mismo ay aming makasama.
Good afternoon, Honorable Secretary Bello, and welcome po sa ating virtual dialogue. Unang usapin sa ating talakayan ay ang mababa na sahod ng nurses sa pribadong sektor. Ang isang government nurse na Nurse 1 ay salary grade 15. Siya ay tatanggap na sahod na 33,000 pesos. Ang nurse naman sa pribadong sektor ay pwedeng may pinakamababa na sahod sa malapit sa 12,000 pesos kung ang pagbabatayan ay ang minimum wage.
Dito natin makikita na malaki ang gap ng sahod between government and private sector nurses which may be pegged at 535 pesos per day. Yun ay ang NCR wage rate.
Tama.
Halos triple ang gap. Ang gusto po namin i-emphasize relative to how our nurses are paid for their salary should be based upon their professional qualifications.
Sir Benji, we do not intend to put down anyone sa hanay ng ating mga marangal at nirerespetong mga kapwa manggagawa. What we would put on high note is that our nurses' salary should be much higher and not at the level of a minimum wage earner, no? By virtue of our professional qualification. Knowledge, skills, attitude, nandyan yan. And most importantly, ang lisensya that we acquired, di ba? Pinagpuyatan natin yan, pinaghirapan natin. Tama?
Tama.
Ang tanong po namin, mahal na kalihim, will it be possible through DOLE to study and propose wage rationalization among private sector nurses? Through National Wages and Productivity Commission, will it be possible to elevate and regulate the rate of professional nurses not only above minimum but to a standard that is fair and commensurate to their qualifications and work? This way, we would not see a big gap of salary among our nurses, be in the government or private sector. Diba, Tim?
Tama.
Secretary Bello, good afternoon. Thank you sa time niyo, sir. So, in behalf of PNA Welfare Department, so I know, sir, sobrang busy niyo po and sobrang thankful kami na nagbigay po kayo ng oras niyo ngayon.
Okay.
Para po sa mga namin, concerns.
Opo.
So, papakilala ko ba lang po, Sec, yung mga kasama ko sa Welfare Department. So, si Sir Neil po. Tapos siya po
Good
yung head po
afternoon.
ng department namin, si Ma'am Ingrid and si Ma'am Shirley po.
Ito na po yung aming tanong. O sir, may saak na Ilocana, I come from Ilocosur. Will it be possible through the Department of Labor and Employment to study and propose wage rationalization among private sector nurses? Through National Wages and Productivity Commission, will it be possible to elevate and regulate the rate of professional nurses, not only above minimum, but to a standard that is fair and commensurate to their qualifications and work? This way, we would not see a big gap of salary among our nurses, be in the government or private sector, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello po? Yes. Hindi ko masyadong nakuha yung question ni ma'am. Pero I think you are talking about the gap between the salaries and benefits of nurses and healthcare workers in the private sector as compared to that of the public sector.
Yes, sir.
I fully agree na talagang merong unfairness and injustice sa mga injustice to our nurses and healthcare workers in the private sector. Kaya lang yung ating National Wage Board can only recommend. But having said that, meron pong pending bill in Congress. It is sponsored by Congressman Pulong Duterte, the son of the President, and also Congressman Eric Yap, and we are co-sponsoring it.
Ito po yung tanong. So, ano po kaya ang advice ng DOLE na you can give to the nurses who never get paid of their overtime rendered, as well as delay or non-payment po ng hazard pay nila?
Yung pong overtime pay, you can immediately report that to any office of the Department of Labor. Kung medyo hirap kayo pumunta sa Department of Labor, pwede po yung gamitin yung hotline namin 3348 and 3349. Pag nag-complain po kayo, pa-inspection namin agad yung employer hospital ninyo. Yung tungkol po sa hazard pay po, sorry po to say na yung hazard pay ay para lamang sa mga nurses in the public sector. Ayan po. Pero again, pag lumabas yung yung sinasabi ko kaninang bill, magkakaroon na rin kayo ng hazard pay.
Maraming
Yes, sir.
salamat
Thank
po,
you,
Secretary
sir.
Bello. Nabigyan nyo ng konting pag-asa, mga nurses.
Opo. Sir, itong tanong ko ulit, another follow-up question, medyo mahaba po ito. In the absence of, yung mga, can DOLE act on discouraging contractualism among private hospitals? Kasi po, marami pa rin po ang contractual dito. And can DOLE be strong enough in putting a stop of contractualization in favor of the workers po?
Of course, we can do that po. We have the power. Ang problema lang po, and I've been telling this to some of the union members ng mga hospitals na, why don't you ask and demand for your rights under the law? And if they cannot, if they will not, sabi ko may remedy kayo, kako, why don't you go on strike? Tingnan nyo kung may mag-operate na hospital kung wala mga nurses. O, kailangan lang tanglang dyan, ipaglaban ninyong karapatan ninyo. Ngayon, kung medyo alanganin kayo, medyo tapos kayong lumabas, you can come to us, report to us, na halimbawa, hindi binabayaran yung overtime pay nyo, we can direct them to pay you. Kagaya halimbawa, may nagre-reklamo na hindi nire-remit yung SSS premium ninyo, yung PhilHealth ninyo, yung pag-ibig ninyo, we can file criminal cases against the employer hospital. Kasi criminal offense yan. Pag hindi niremit yung SSS nyo, o hindi kayo nireport, criminal offense yan. Pwede makulong yung mga executive officers of the hospital. Pero kailangan lang be brave to assert your right and what is due to you as professionals.
So, as regards to contractualization, ang sinasabi
Yung
ng
contractualization ganun din po. We can demand, we can require the hospital to regularize you.
Oh, okay din.
O, yung contractual po, bawal yan. Bawal po yung contractualization. That's why all you have to do is report it to us and we will give the directive to the hospital concerned.
Okay. So that means that we really have to write to your Office of the Department of Labor and Employment for this.
Ano lang, kung medyo alanganin kayong lumantad, you can just text us or call yung 1333, 1348 and 1349 o yung online namin.
Okay, sir. Okay. Yeah. So, our nurses are listening actually, sir, and so, ito po, maririnig na po nila. Sana nga po ay makatulong ang ating conversation today. So, another question, sir. In the absence of workers' organization or union, kasi ang iba, wala din mo silang union, what action can DOLE take to hospitals management para makorek and stop such violations to nurses and employees with regards to work overload due to severe understaffing? Alam po naman natin yan during this time of pandemic. And then po, extended hours of duty. More than 12 hours, 16 hours po ang kanilang ipinagtatrabaho. Then, absence of institutional benefit, sir. Wala rin din po yan. Non-payment of overtime, as I mentioned earlier. Ang iba po, walang holiday pay. Pag nag-off ka po kasi sinasabi nila or holiday at nataon na ikaw ay off, yun na raw po yun. So, which is not, if I know. Then, no night shift differential. Hindi rin po sila nagbabayad. Delayed ang salary, and then lack of provision for job security because nga contractual lang po sila, no staff development programs, at ang masakit, sir, wala pa silang 13-month pay. So, ito po, medyo mahaba po yung aking tanong.
Okay lang po. Tungkol po sa overtime pay, under the law, all workers are supposed to render 8 hours of work. Beyond that, you are entitled to overtime pay. Tandaan niyo po yan. Under any circumstance, kailangan 8 hours lang ang trabaho ninyo. Pag lumampas ng 8 oras, you are entitled to overtime pay. Ayun po. Ngayon yung other benefits, kagaya ng halimbawa, yung sinasabi ninyo na may nagre-reklamo na yung PP na binibigay hindi maganda. Oh, we can inspect that under under the IATF protocol. We can inspect the hospital and find out if there yung mga PPs na ginagamit or face mask na ginagamit are in accordance with the protocol prescribed by the IATF.
Well, sir, talagang natutuwa po kami na yun pala lahat ay mayroon naman katapat na solusyon for all of this, no? It's been a concern of all our private nurses po kasi ito. So, I just have to have a follow-up question. So, how can our private sector nurses benefit aids from EEC or the Employee Compensation Commission? Are there medical benefits offered by EEC po?
Meron po, meron. As employees, you have entitlement under the Employees Compensation Commission. Halimbawa, nagkasakit ka, even if COVID, ma-entitled ka pa nga ng 20,000 eh. Kung ang sakit mo ay COVID, you're entitled to 20,000 under the Employees Compensation Resolution. Lahat kayo po, pagka meron kayong na nagkasakit kayo because of work-related, may compensation yan under the ECC resolution.
So, sir, ano lang ba yun? Minimum po yung 20,000? It will go higher?
Pwede pang, depende sa haba ng ng sickness mo. Oo.
Okay. So, at least ang nurses po natin are well informed about this. And they, again, they will be watching our conversation and dialogue this afternoon. So I hope that it would spread out all over para po malaman din po nila yung kanilang karapatan. So another question, sir.
Yes,
Oo.
Unang-una, I would like to thank you for this occasion, no, this opportunity. Kasi yun ang madalas kong sinasabi sa ating mga nurses at sa ating mga healthcare workers in the private sector. Bakit ba parang naiiyak kayo o natatakot kayo na i-assert ang inyong mga karapatan? Meron pa nga dyan, I hope I'm not going overboard, merong mga nurses dyan na sila pa ang nagbabayad under the guise of training fee. Oh, di ba? Meron yan. Meron nga ako kausap lately na gustong pumunta sa Romania as doktora at alam nyo, yung kanyang employer 5-star hospital pero ang sweldo niya 8,000. A very grievous violation of the minimum wage law. Pero kailangan talaga, ma'am, mga nurses and doctors and medical healthcare workers, dapat ipaglaban na ninyo yung karapatan ninyo. Huwag kayong matakot sa mga hospitals na yan, porque mayayaman, huwag kayong matakot. So, ganun din sa health profession. Kailangan din ipaglaban ninyo ang karapatan ninyo. Kung hindi, ay talagang they will take advantage na alam nila na kailangan yung trabaho, kailangan nyo ng 2-year experience para overseas work. Wag yung pabayaan yan. You have to take care of yourself, of your profession. Ang ganda ng profession ninyo. You are the frontliners ngayon, kaya dapat you have to see to it that everybody will value your profession and give you what is due to your profession.
Sir, thank you for that appreciation. Talaga pong daman-dama po namin yung suporta ninyo at ganun din po yung parang ang mga nurses talaga po iba nga yung pandemya. I mean, it's something na no one could explain except us nurses who are experiencing, no? Kasi affected din po yung aming mga pamilya rin. And I guess, sir, dumako naman tayo for another question. It's about OWA, no? What employment plans can OWA offer contingent to their employment needs in the country? We are presuming that many nurses are coming back home.
Ma'am, good afternoon ulit. Nandiyan naman si Undersecretary Ana Jone. He is our Undersecretary on Labor Relations. I have to move out now because I'm the speaker dito I'm here now in Calamba, birthday ng ating national hero, and I will be delivering his speech in about 5 minutes. Pwede, can I request our Undersecretary, ma'am, na mag-take over siya?
Maraming salamat din, Secretary, sa iyong oras. Maraming salamat.
Thank you very much. Fight kayo, please. So, thank you again, ma'am.
Thank you from PNA, Secretary.
Thank you,
Take care,
Secretary.
take care. Mapakuna na kayo.
Sir, Diyos tiyan niyan na, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Salamat po.
God bless po.
May God bless, sir.
Si Yusek Ana.
Good afternoon po. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Music Ana.
Video. Yeah, okay po ba yung video ko? Sorry
hindi
po, I cannot, audio. I cannot open my video po. Nahina po yung aking I'm outside of Manila po kasi.
Ay, okay.
I listened po kanina yung mga questions nyo at saka sagot po ni Secretary Bello. We are taking notes po. I think Administrator Olalia is not in the room, but kung may concern po kayo, papaabot po namin.
Maraming salamat. Okay.
Yusek, as mentioned po ni Secretary Bello, okay lang po. We have konting questions na lang po na natitira to address po some questions. Okay lang po, Yusek?
Yes, go
Okay
ahead.
po. So,
Okay.
si Ma'am Ingrid, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. This is the question that we already gave to Secretary Bello, pero sabi niya po ay kayo na lang daw po ang sasagot. So, ang tanong po is, what employment plans can OWA offer contingent to their employment needs in the country? Itong mga bumabalik na nurses po natin. So, we are presuming that they would be returning back.
Okay. Ganito po, if I may share with you, yung OWA po has an office, we call it the NRCO. Sila po yung kumukuha or capturing the data ng mga nurses po natin na bumabalik dito sa Pilipinas. So I understand meron pong tracking and I think about 600 plus nurses na nasa database na po ng OWA NRCO unit. At ito po ay inaasikaso din po in tandem with our Bureau of Local Employment na isasama po sila sa mga job vacancies online na ginagawa na for example po yung job fairs at saka yun pong mga vacancies finifeed po. Ibig sabihin there is a matching, there is an application under OWA NRCO na minamatch po yung mga skills or yung mga nurses na bumabalik po sa atin at yung ating mga local vacancies. At the moment, yan po. And then, of course, again, under OWA NRCO, marami pong mga iba't ibang assistance, employment assistance na binabahagi or binibigay as opportunity sa mga OFWs na bumabalik, including po yung mga nurses po natin na gusto na pong dito na po sa Pilipinas magtrabaho.
What is your stand on the request of some groups of nurses for an addendum of another 5,000 nurses, nursing aides and assistants to be deployed as an addition to the reached ceiling of 5,000 deployed nurses this year by the POEA?
Ganito po, I think it is published in the papers already. Si Secretary Bello is recommending and actually arguing po for a positive response na dadagdagan po yung cap na 5,000 nurses na lalabas po. I think he is recommending po sa IATF na iaakyat po yun sa 10,000 nurses. Yan po yung initial na ginagawa po ni Secretary Bello. Talaga pong nilalaban niya sa IATF na maaprubahan ho ang additional 5,000. I think what is important is ilalaban po na iaakyat. Ibig sabihin, hindi po tayo magpipeg sa 5,000 lamang. What is important is that inilalaban na iakyat. Kung whatever will be approved, then we will see po pag maaprubahan, and then again, if there is a need, then of course we keep on requesting for increase on the deployment of nurses. I am sure our leadership po sa POEA and Secretary Bello, and of course kami po sa senior officials team niya, alam po namin yung sitwasyon. And we would like to assure po yung inyong members and the sectors ng ating medical health na ginagawa po lahat para po ma-address yung inyong concern. If you notice po in the past, there were concerns at na-address naman po. It's just that what I can advise or I can share with you po ay we have processes to go through, but at the end of the day po ay nasusolusyonan naman po. So I think continue po yung inyong association. Please continue to advocate for them. Kung narinig po ninyo yung sinabi ni Secretary Bello kanina, please assert your right. Well, of course, assert your right properly. Through channels, kasi po ganyan naman po tayo nag-ooperate sa ating governance.
What are the conditions imposed upon the private sector health workers claimant for compensations for sickness? Ibig po sabihin nito, Secretary, is kung sila nga ay nagkasakit ng mild, severe, or death, ano po yung mga requirements for claiming? Kasi para pong dumadating sa amin na parang nahirapan po nila maklaim yung gusto nilang i-claim. Okay? Number 2, Secretary, is ano rin din po ang requirement, no, that is given to the private sector for health workers claimant for the special risk allowance. Meron din po ba? At same thing with the actual hazard pay.
Sorry po, ay hindi ko nakuha yung unang tanong. But with respect to the first and second, I understand yan po yung benefits under the Bayanihan 2 or still on the Bayanihan 1. 1 and 2 po? 2. Opo. 2, I think DBM has already come on board. They are malapit na ho siguro yan. What I know is that DBM is already on board with the situation po, and sooner or later po ibibigay na po yung budget dyan sa benefits ng nurses, both private and public, under the Bayanihan 2.
Okay, so we hope then we're waiting for that, Secretary, that all of this that we are fighting for and advocating would change the life, and para matulungan din po natin ang ating mga nurses.
Yes po. We will help you po inform DBM. I think we will advise our finance officer po para medyo maipitik po niya na we have this meeting, you have this meeting with the secretary, and that is one of the concerns. Paparating po natin sa DBM.
Yosik Ana, pwede magtanong?
Yes po.
Ang gusto naming malaman ng PNA patungkol sa private sector nurses na gusto nilang ma-avail itong Bayanihan Act 2. Ang tanong po namin ay, may mga prerequisite requirements ba para sa isang private nurse na mag-claim para sa SRA or special risk allowance? May conditions imposed ba para sa private sector nurse para ma-claim ito na allowance na to? Or
I am not a privy to the implementing rules dyan, but I think what we can do po is, because that is under Bayanihan 2, at ang alam ko po ay nailagay po yan sa DOH with respect to Bayanihan 2 benefits. Kaya po I think doon po tayo magtanong tungkol sa requirements.
kasi Ma'am Yusek, natataonong namin ito kasi sa provisions of the law, sinasabi na it is both for government and private sector nurses. Kaya natatanong po namin, as regards to private sector, kung ano ba ang mga kondisyones para ma-claim ng mga nurses sa private sector itong SRA, itong actual hazard duty pay. Pero maraming salamat po sa clarification nyo na ang makapag-advise po talaga sa amin ay ang DBM, at saka magtanong din tayo sa DOH kasi sila ang major implementer.
DOH po. DOH. Even
Maraming
in the
salamat
private
po.
sector.
Apo.
So, ASEC Diony or ASEC Ana, maraming salamat po sa oras ninyo. May isa lang po akong last question po. ASEC, since parang the implementation of Bayanihan 2 is patapos na, as in like our private nurses, may nililook forward po ba sila na benefit? I guess baka may idea po kayo for the future na yung bill na dinadraft nila, the Bayanihan Act 3, or do you have some idea for that? Para at least may tinitingnan po sila in the future benefits while we are in this pandemic po.
What is the question po? Sorry po, I wasn't able to get it.
Okay. ASEC, I'll repeat the question po. If meron pa pong ilo-look forward yung mga health workers natin, specifically in private, kasi the implementation of Bayanihan Act 2 is parang na-implement na po nila. But since we are still in the pandemic, may nilo-look forward pa ba yung mga health workers natin na mga benefit po?
Under 3.
Okay. Yung po sa Bayanihan 2 benefits, I'm sure you can still claim. Pero doon po, are we looking forward to additional? I think, alam naman nyo siguro na pinag-uusapan na yung Bayanihan 3. So, I'm not I'm not in a position to divulge kung ano po yung nandun, but I am sure health workers definitely are included in the Bayanihan 3. So, pinag-uusapan po yung Bayanihan 3.
Maraming salamat, Yusek. Okay. So, magpasalamat tayo. In behalf of PNA, we are very grateful to have the Honorable Secretary and you po, Yusek Ana, to be with us, to have your presence today. And we are pretty well sure that it is very important that you are with us and your time is very precious indeed. Malaking bagay po na andito kayo. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you din po.
Maraming salamat, Secretary Bello, at saka maraming salamat din, Yusek Ana Dione. Marami tayong bagong kaalaman na nakuha sa talakayan natin with our good Secretary, Honorable Silvestre Bello III.
In behalf of Philippine Nurses Association, we are so grateful to you, Honorable Bello, for giving us no less than your personal presence today. We pretty well know how important is your time.
Malaking bagay at kahulugan ito sa aming mga nurses.
Please allow us to read our certificate of citation to you, Secretary Bello, as our guest in this Nurses Dialogue. In spite of your hectic schedule, kahit po sa loob ng sasakyan ninyo, talagang ginawa niyo po ng paraan to join us in this virtual dialogue. Hindi po kami, our hearts are full to say thank you, Honorable Bello, for this. Marami pong salamat. On the occasion of the PNA Nurses Welfare Dialogue with the theme, Karapatan, Kapakanan at Kaligtasan ng mga nurses sa trabaho, the Philippine Nurses Association, Department of Nurses Welfare, declares its honor and appreciation to Honorable Secretary Silvestre H. Bello III, Department of Labor and Employment, virtual dialogue guest, for eloquently inspiring the nursing community to speak for their voices and rights, and by his exemplar proclivity to support and defend nurses' welfare, safety, and well-being at workplaces, thereby elevating the morale and the optimism of nurses, particularly at this time when nurses are called to valiantly serve as frontliners of the pandemic. In gratitude and recognition of his substantial involvement in the endeavor to forge nurses' welfare advocacy, this declaration is set forth this 19th of June, 2021. Signed, Shirley Espina, PhD RN, Chairperson, Nurses Care Committee. Ingrid S. Yap, Man RN, Chairperson, Positive Practice Environment Committee. Benji B. Puscablo, MBA RN, Chairperson, All Nurses Welfare Committee. Neil G. Cabo, MSN RN, Chairperson, Department of Nurses Welfare. Alphon Gillard D. Daga, Man RN, Vice President, Programs and Development. Melbert B. Reyes, Man RN, RM LPT National President. A round of applause for our dear Secretary Bello. And of course, we would like to take this opportunity to give our thanks also to Undersecretary Ana Dione. Marami pong salamat, Yusek.
NEAC services are designed to provide easy and fast medical licensure exam application assistance for the USA, Canada, UK, Ireland, and the Middle East since 2007. Our services include exam consultancy services, expert assistance in the application process, providing multi-level proof checking on your application, and fast application follow-ups. NEAC ensures to deliver the best quality of medical licensure exam application assistance for the best price without hidden charges. Get your medical license internationally and the exam application is up to us. NEAC, your innovative pioneer partner for easy medical exam application.